Batman's here. Hey, it seemed like people like some of the cooking videos. I don't know. I decided I was going to make some chicken noodle soup tonight for dinner to share with my wife. And I'm going to go get started. I'm going to take my chicken, and one of my tricks that I've always used is I lightly brown my chicken. So it's pretty much, sorry if I ran out of olive oil, so I'm just using vegetable oil today, which sucks. There's probably about 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to kick it on. This is just a little frying pan. This is my egg pan. But I'm just browning this up. While that's browning, I'm going to take some bouillon cubes. And I'm going to go ahead and use 5 of them. The real simple. It says they say to dissolve it in 1 cube per cup of boiling water. So I got about 4 cups here, and I'm gonna take these and dump them in there. That'll work. Let me get my oil around a little bit. And then I'm just going to dump my chicken down in there. Put that in the sink. I won't be using that again. But this will kind of pre-cook the chicken, and it won't have to spend as long in the crock pot. But I like to use a crock pot when I'm cooking my soups. To this, I've already got 2 cloves of garlic, already peeled them and stuff. I'm going to add that, because that will get that garlic flavor right down into the chicken. And if you really want to smell good, keep the vampires away. What's wrong with a little garlic, you know? And I try to get everything I can out of there. Always keep a towel handy. And water. While that's starting up, I'm going to reach into the magic drawer. And where did I put my magic knife? Here it is. And I'm just going to take an onion, lop it in half. I do things a little different than some people. There's some tricks to it. I don't care. I do it my way. This winds up being a pretty nicely diced onion. Well, usually I don't have this much trouble with it. Now, my wife and I really like onion. And I always will use a whole onion. The prescribed way to process an onion like this is to leave the hairy end on, or the root end. These are some good onions. Starting to make my eyes water. I don't usually get that from onions. So, and you don't cut quite all the way through. Woo-wee! That there's potent onion. And then you can cut it and not lose any fingers. Then all you gotta do is finish up cutting up the little end there. Because, you know, we don't want to waste any if we don't have to. I've just got this on a medium heat. I don't want it to cook too fast. This is 9 ounces of chicken. A lot of people say that you got to use a pound in your chicken soup. I'm making quite a bit of soup here, and it doesn't need to be a pound. I rely on my other vegetables and such. So this is going to have to cook a little bit. I'm going to get my bouillon in the microwave just because that's the quickest way to get it dissolved in there. And I've got 4 cups of water. I'm using 5 bouillon cubes. I will add to this a few more cups of water. So I will be back shortly. Well, there I saved you the pain of me peeling and cutting carrots and celery and mushrooms. So if you're paying attention, I'll try to put the recipe at the end, but I'm not making any promises. So if you're paying attention, I'll try to give all the measurements as I'm going. On the other side of the kitchen here, I'll show you in a minute, I have my crock pot. I have 6 cups of water with 5 chicken bouillon cubes. I have 9 ounces of chicken, 1 fairly good sized onion. I have a cup of mushrooms, because mushrooms are good stuff, and they're store-bought, so they're safe. If anybody caught that video. I have 2 cups of carrots and a cup and a half of celery, all chopped, ready to go in the drink. And that's where it's going to go right now. I have a feeling I'm going to have to put a couple more cups of water in there. I have some basil. I'm going to get in your way again. I love these measuring spoons because they actually have a 2 tablespoon measure. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of basil in there. And basil is usually a good one for chicken. And then I'm going to scoop my chicken and onions in there. I didn't use very much oil in there, so I'm not worried about draining it off. There we go. We'll give this a mix. All right, I'm going to bring you over here so it's going to shake a bit. There you go. That's everything so far. Mixed in with 6 cups of water. It does look kind of thick. So I'm probably going to have at least 2 more cups of water in there because I have noodles too. These are Mafalda noodles. I don't know, they look cool, so I thought I'd use them. So, we'll be back. I'm gonna let this cook. I've got it on high. I'm probably gonna have to leave it for a couple of hours. Soften up the veggies a little bit. And I'll be back before we put noodles in. Hey guys, Fat Man's here. Whoops. I'm trying to bring you a little tip, but apparently I'm making a mess, which is par for the course. That's 3 pounds of hamburger in front of you. And as a tip, one thing that, with what my wife and I do for a living, we're on a really tight budget as far as food goes. And we have to feed a lot of people with a little bit of food. One of the things that we found works, well, my wife found actually, I'm just an idiot, is that if you take a 3-pound package of hamburger, you can get 4 meals out of that pretty easy. Because most recipes, you're not going to notice a few extra ounces of hamburger in there. So if you're only doing 12 ounces of hamburger instead of a pound, you wind up out of 3 pounds, you get 4 meals. So that's, you know, it really makes a big difference when you're on a tight budget. And, you know, let's face it, who of us isn't on a tight budget? Same thing with just about any of the other meats. You know, my chicken soup is going to be, I put 8 cups of water in there, so it's going to be a lot of soup. And we'll be eating that all week. Well, maybe. I'm going to make chili tomorrow night. And through experimentation, I found that, you know, I used to put 1.5 pounds of meat in there. I found that it's even better with just having the 12 ounces of hamburger in there. It doesn't need all the extra. So there's a helpful hint for you. Save a few dollars. Just, you know, you don't, if you really think about it, as much as we like meat, and I'm a meat lover, I'm a meatitarian. But, you know, to cut back a little on the meat that's going into a recipe, nobody's going to notice. You may think so, but you don't really. So when we make a hot dish or something, we have 12 ounces of meat in there instead of 16, you know, which is a pound, for those of you that are not so good at converting. So I don't have 16 ounces, I have 12 ounces, and it's way plenty of meat. So, and that's without cutting anything else back. Everything else is the same, just the meat's cut back. Sometimes I'll throw in extra veggies. Veggies are pretty cheap. Meat, this stuff's like $5 a pound. Well, this was $11 for 3 pounds of hamburger, and it's 80-20, and I hate buying 80-20. It's usually 85-15 that I buy. So, there's a little helpful hint. I gotta get back to my soup. Well, not really. I'm gonna go take a rest. We'll be back. Alright guys, we're ready to add the noodles. This has been 4 hours. Just kind of the nice part about a crock pot, you can just kind of let it go. To do with my spoon. Grab a different one. Stir it up a little bit. And I will have a low battery. Fish out my bay leaves. I did put 2 bay leaves in. Well, of which I can only find 1. So, looks like I'm only taking 1 out. Oh. I thought I had it. Maybe not. Oh well. Noodles are pre-cooked. You want to cook those first because the way the starches come together, can be not such a good thing. There's that other leaf. Oh, I wish this was smell-o-vision. You could smell just how awesome this smells. So I left this cook, and really kind of depends on how your carrot, I don't know what the hell that's about, how your carrots are cut and stuff. You want to make sure your carrots and celery are cooked through. Other than that, we just kind of cook it all, and it goes together. Now, I just want a little bit here. Could use a little pepper. Other than that, that's pretty good soup. Got no complaints. Some homemade bread to go with it. You're in the game. I'm gonna let it just sit here and warm for a little while, and that's gonna be it. So there you go. I'll put the recipe at the end. Everybody stay safe. God bless. And thanks for watching.